Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. My name is Van Pebble. I needed the music today. I like to do an intro usually. If I'm playing a game like this, we don't usually do an intro, but I needed it. Thank you. I just needed a little pick-me-up, and we'll get back into it later. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Let's get organized here. Let's get the air moving good in the room. Let's not so the air is going at a bull. We don't want the air going into the microphone. We don't want to hear this. And we have a flush. That's a great way to start this stream. Having a great hand. Of course we go all in. Just a huge all in. They have it too. No, they don't have it too. We have a flush. The only way they could have beat us there would be a 4 of a kind. They didn't have the 4 of a kind. Of course, we're playing HD poker. Here's the card value hands. I always like to show it because sometimes you know what's a fun thing to do? It's a challenge to see if I can remember what the card value. You know what? Let me explain a couple things. First of all, everybody, my name is Van Pebble. I'm a guy that plays video. I'm a guy. You got to go basic with intros with people. I'm a guy, okay? I was born a guy. Now we're going to get into all that. I play video games, and basically I do it 4 days a week. We do multiple streams a day. So we give people multiple streams, play different games, and this is a game that we play quite a lot. This is HD Poker, and this is actually Texas Hold'em. So that's the game. The name of this video game is called HD Poker. It's a free game if you want to play it. We are not advertised. We're not sponsored by these guys, so it's not like I'm saying, hey guys, play this free game. I'm saying, hey guys, if you want to play a game that's free, and that's one of the great things about this game, honestly, for me, is that it's free. Like, I am actually amazed that this game is free. I'm super amazed that the game is free. Because the cool thing about this game is I've gotten a lot of hours out of this game. I've gotten a lot of streaming out of this game. I've gotten a lot of good therapy out of this game. Like, I play this game and just things come out of me. I'm like, what about my childhood? Now look, here's what we're not going to do today. We're not going to talk about current events. That's something we just don't do. It's a choice I made a while ago, and I'm going to stick with it. So I know there's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. We're not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't think the world ever did or ever does need my input. I'm a guy. I'm going to explain to you who I am and what I do. Okay? I live a life where I work, I make my money, I make my rent, I pay my bill. I don't get handouts from anybody. I work for a living. And then I do this, because this is my dream hobby. If you want to call it a dream, you go ahead. I need this for me. I need this streaming. Anything I do in life, I need it for me. Right? So I'm very me-centric. I am. I'm a me-centric motherfucker. And ever since I started being me-centric, my life got better and better and better. The more I thought that I was going to affect the world, or I thought I was going to be able to go out in the working world and, climb the ladder of success. No, that's not going to happen for me. It never was going to happen. I was always going to be an independent guy. I'm not really that weird, but I guess I am, too quirky for life. And so I've learned to just live my life and kind of go my step by step by step. I live in my own, I live in the world we all live in, but I do my own thing, and so I don't. So that say that I say that. That was a good win, by the way. 12 million. We're doing great, by the way. We always get back to the game. 400 mil. We're looking great, feeling great. I actually do feel really good. I woke up and I took a walk. That's a new thing I'm putting into my life. So my life is like basically I've got, you know, we all have shit, right? I've never been 100%. I've always felt dinged up or banged up in some way. So I don't really have, once I, when I wake up in the morning, I have to, like, really focus on what I'm doing, where I am. Like, where am I? What am I doing? Like, I'm not, like, the person who's so sharp and so with it that he can, like, get in a car and drive and, like, I don't even want to drive. Like, I don't really have that kind of focus, really. I do, but I don't. Dealing with people and roads and shit, I'm a different kind of guy. In that way, I think. But I think more people are like me than, it's interesting when I see, like, Twitter and stuff, and I see the stuff people tweet, and I'm like, people are becoming more kind of like this guy. Like, I'm a solo guy. I live by myself. I spend a lot of time by myself, but I've noticed that it's a healthy thing for me. And so that's why I do it that way. If it wasn't healthy, I wouldn't do it. And I tried living with other people. Like, I do live with other people in a house with other people, but I don't, like, even talk to those people barely. And when I do, I'm polite. But basically, and I've said this before, I love people, but I don't like being around people. I don't like dealing with people, because I think most people are kind of stupid, and they don't, like, I'm not the brightest bulb in the box in the world, but, like, I'm a very smart person because I know what, because I'm me-centric. I know what I need. I know what, you know, and because I'm so dialed in to myself, that's been really good for me, for my health. And I can tell when, like, I shouldn't be around certain people, or, like, I can tell when people are a little bit off mentally and stuff. So, yeah, but as far as us talking about current events and stuff, it's difficult for some people, and I know it's a big thing that streamers do. A lot of streamers do it, podcasts do it, where let's talk about the world events. Such and such jumped off a building yesterday. It's like that kind of stuff. It does get into your subconscious, but I'll conclude it by saying this. Look at that. Look what I'm doing there. I don't know. I'll conclude it by saying this. When I started streaming, I could tell that it was going to be all about, because I had to get, like, what is my main, like, who the fuck am I? What the fuck am I bringing to the table? I'm bringing me. That's what I need to bring. 100% me. That means I need to blow up the outside world, right? Blow up the outside world. Black hole sun, won't you come? Okay. Soundgarden. No, but I realized that I needed to like blow up the outside world. So let's keep going with that theme and kind of box myself in here and let people see the real Van Pebble, the guy that I don't really get to be outside in the world. I don't really get to have a point of view because, number one, the outside world is there to, like, get on your back. What are you doing? You shouldn't be here. Right? There's a lot of that. There's also a lot of people kind of getting in your face. If I was doing a podcast or a stream, rather, with a bunch of people right now, they would be taking over the stream. That's not the purpose. The stream is that I am the guy. I am the host. What would it be like if I hosted a show? That's what this is. So that's what this is. This is me doing a show. And so I feel like I like a nice, comfortable environment. I don't like a screaming, yelling type of thing. That's why this game is perfect. It's very chill. And, yeah, that was the whole point of, like, we're going to have, like, room voice, indoor voice, as we used to call it when we were kids. And we're going to just be ourselves. And people are, what are people going to get from me that's different from other people? Well, I live a different life than you live. I don't live the same life you live. And so I don't stay inside and just stream and that's all I do. And I think that's like, that might happen one day. Okay. If I could make that happen, it would, but I guarantee you it would be unique in some way. My goal is to bring something a little bit different than everybody else is bringing. And one of the things I bring is I'm an older guy. That's a unique thing. And it's not like I'm coming on here and going, let me tell you what like, it's funny how when you're old, it changes. Like your perspective of what old is. Because obviously as we go further in time, it's an interesting thing what we think old is. Like we all agree that Dick Van Dyke is old. That's a topic we can talk about. Dick Van Dyke just turned 100 years old. By the way, we're doing well. The entire table is just kind of like doing their thing. Everybody's kind of slow playing it, which is good. You know what they're waiting for? They're waiting for me to make a play because they want to get my money. They want to take out the big guy. The big owl, as it were. Yeah. We're in the game right now. Our head is in the game, which is good. We could always get back to talking at any time. The game is the most important thing. I've always said that. And yeah, I mean, I'm always open to the idea of changing style and like just becoming a streamer that just streams. That's all he does. But I feel like, number one, that's not possible. Number two, I would enjoy doing that. I would enjoy just streaming, but I have to be honest with you. I would definitely try to start, like if I was successful enough where I could pay my rent and stuff, I still want to make good enough money where I could start another business. Like, I'm not happy just streaming. There's something about the world that's too big. That thing that people say, touch grass, it is important to do. And when I work, which is I'm a security guard, I'm out there touching grass on the weekends. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're touching grass, we're shaking hands, we're kissing babies. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not kissing babies. I'm glad that finally became like a creepy thing, because that was a big thing for politicians. By the way, this is as much politics as we'll ever talk. But no, it is interesting because it would be, I think for a lot of people, it's a hard crutch to get over when something big happens to not bring it up on a stream. But I get it. If I totally get the Asmongold of it, which is that's what that guy does. He just streams and he talks on a microphone for 12 hours a day or whatever, and he needs something to talk about, and it's there. And it's gonna come out. And I get it, but that's why I'm not a permanent streamer like that. I'm doing it I consider it full time what we do here. Like someone said to me the other day, how many hours a day do you work? By the way, nice victory, 78 million. How you like them apples? That was a good win. Somebody said to me, oh, what about your job? Like, your security? Because I was working security, and somebody said to me, how many hours do you work? And I was like 30. And they go, wait, isn't 40 full time? And I go, not for me. And they're just kind of looking at me, and I was like, my life has changed. And I explained it to them, and it's basically what I just said to you. I just realized that, like, the way a lot of people are realizing this, the 40 hours a week, 5 days a week grinds, is not for everybody. For some people found something that works for them, or they found a job that they're like, hey, these people are taking care of me, and they feel the comfort for it. And I never fit into, like, the category of, like, I never got a job and people were like, hey, he really, like, I do work. It's noticeable that I'm a good worker. It's noticeable. I have a natural connection to people. Naturally, people just are like, hey, what's up? Hey, I'm back at them. Hey, what's up? Like, and when a boss sees that, anytime they see me working in action, they're like, They can't help but see that I'm good at it. And I think a lot of people are like me. We're good. Naturally, we're just good at working. But that doesn't mean that we should just slave ourselves. I'm sorry, but I'm calling it slavery here. Because it does feel like you sort of like, we fall into this entrapment. Let's call it entrapment. It's better than slave. Yeah, slave, it's not good. There are real slaves out there. But, yeah. Jack 9, 4, 6, 10. He's all in. I'm going to go all in. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm folding. Obviously folding. Tens, and the king could be the kicker, unless a 5 shows up or a 3, and that's going to give Shaniko 11 million. Ooh, that's not good for that player. And ladies and gentlemen, what we usually do here while we're playing games is, besides talk, which is great, we play multiple games at once. So let's play another one as well. Let's jump into... Should we do 2 of these? Oh, let's do... This is huge, guys. This is 2 $200 million games we're playing. This is a really pressure. This is actually a little bit of pressure for me. Because even though it's not real money, it was hard for me to get all the money that I have in this account. It's not real money, but like I had a lot of like ups and downs. I had a lot of like played a lot of hands to get where I am. I've never spent a real dollar in this game. It's important to, ladies and gentlemen, watch what I do here. You're not going to like it. I'm going to gamble with 7-7. I'm all in on this first hand. You know what? It's good for the stream. Fuck it. We have 7-7. They have ace king. All we need to do is hold on. There it is. The third 7. Oh my God. Yes. And that is how you start a tournament. Now, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to win both of these. This is big for us. I'm trying to come up on this because I've been losing a lot of this game in the past, I'm going to say, couple months. We haven't had the most success. And a big part of this game is like riding the highs and lows. And we were riding a low for a while. And I feel good. I feel fresh. I do. I feel fresh and clean is what I feel. I mean, you know what I feel? I feel so fresh and I feel so clean. They should do a song about that. By the way, that's my least favorite YouTube thing that people do. Like if there's like a song called like a really popular song called Fresh and Clean. Wait a second, ladies and gentlemen. We have ace 8. And we have 8-9, which I actually do like. Oh, that's an interesting flop. Oh, we have 8s and 9s. Actually, that's not really going to do much for us, the 8s and 9s. 8, 9, 10, jack. So if they have a 10, then they have... And we never got to see their hand either. That's too bad. But we're still doing great. This hand on the left is dragging out a little bit. You could tell, like, it's really hard to see what people have here. I'm gonna go ahead and call it, just because I can't imagine what they could. They had a 2. Okay, I thought that actually. I actually thought they might have a 2, but I felt like I had to make that move, and I did, and I'm glad. Okay. So yeah, I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, and I'm happy to say that to people. And it's probably because I don't get too caught up. You know, I do get caught up in it. Like I took a walk, and I had a conversation in my mind about the Rob Reiner thing. You know, Rob Reiner just, we said we're not going to discuss it, but we could talk about whatever the fuck we want. But we're not going to go, like, into it, like, super heavy. But, you know, Rob Reiner, if it naturally comes up, I'm cool with it. Rob Reiner a famous director just got killed. And I think it's cool to talk about, but I don't really want to talk about it because I think it's too fresh and it's too new, and I don't want to say anything that's going to rile anybody up. And also, another reason I don't really like talking about current events. Yeah, but you are talking about it. I know. All right? But I'm skirting it. Skirt! Okay. But a topic like that, I'm not going to like go into talking about because it is a sensitive topic, but it was on my mind. Like I was talking about it to myself on my walk. Like I couldn't believe it. This and that, this and that. But ultimately, if I'm being honest, it's more of a morbid curiosity for me. I'm not really like, it's not like he was like, I didn't even put like, posters on my wall of Rob Reiner. I mean, does anybody have Rob Reiner posters on their wall? That's kind of weird. Okay. That would be funny if somebody did, though. I have Rob Reiner posters on my wall. What? Wait, why do you have Rob Reiner posters on your wall? No, I mean, like, I guess there's all kinds of people out there, but of all posters to have, I would not think that Rob Reiner would be your poster. That's why I'm glad we brought up the subject, because that's fucking hilarious. That's a funny thing. So here we go again. We're getting caught up in some hands here that are very tricky. I'm just going to say it, folks. We've had some losses here. We have had some losses here. But we have an ace on the left table, and we lost that hand. So let's get back to the game for a second. On the left table, we have 270 million. We're in great. We're great. Yeah, we're in good position there. And the right table, 358. We're doing great there as well. But we did take a lot of hands on the left table, and that's taken us down considerably. But it's okay. But yeah, you talk about these topics because it's like, it's true. When you're sitting here, it is part of like, it's in your brain, you want to get out what you're talking about. But for the most part, we don't really talk about. Or I'll try to take a unique angle on it. But really, it's just a tragedy. And so there's nothing really to say about it. I remember, I learned a lesson on that, There's a nice win for Van Pebble. That's 100 million. There you go, folks. That's how you get back into it. Wait a second. I know what I was going to say, but this is kind of important. There's the king. Let's relax, though. They might have an ace. That's another nice hand for Van Pebble. Van Pebble, 180 million, coming back up. Van Pebble, left table, coming back up. Nice job. And now the blinds are not on us anymore. Let's take a look at the right table for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a unique situation here. We don't want to kill the vibes, but we're going to raise dramatically, 39 million. And we're going all in right now. Watch what happens here. This could be a game changer. If he goes all in, he is so fucked. And there, we're going to show everybody that we had it. And as we stand right now, we're probably about the same on both tables. About 400 million. About in that range. We're looking great, and we're just trying to win both of these. I want to win both of these tourneys. Both of them. I would be happy to come in third in one and win one, but I need to win one of these. And I won't be happy unless I do that. And I will fold this hand. I wanted to play A7. I wanted to play it, but I think I was smart not playing it. My main reason for not playing it was I felt like everybody else is kind of like playing in this hand, and I want to see people eliminate each other. And that's the high guy at the table on the left, Kitlak. And then we will fold again, even though ace-3 is a great hand. All in. I can't imagine he's going to sacrifice. He does. King Jack versus Queen 7. That's a good call. That's the right call. But now, that hurts you. It was a good call though. It was still a good call. That's the right call. That's the right call. Should I keep saying that? Is that the thing that like people do sometimes? It's not just black people that do it. Black people do it a lot. They do. They repeat things over and over again. My dad used to do that too. My dad was not black though. My dad was an Italian guy. He was always repeating. Always repeating. Repeating all the time. Repeating. I was like, dude, stop. And then he beat the shit out of me and fucked me in the ass. I don't know. Isn't that how people talk? Like, do you think a lot of streamers are like that though? They just go, it's like, no, that's a stand-up comedy thing. Where it's just, my dad fucked me in the ass and I have AIDS. That's like I remember when I worked in a comedy club. I've talked about this before, but I used to work in a comedy club as a cook. There we go. So now, before we get into that, we've already talked about that before, but I will bring it up because it's funny to me. We're now down to 245 million on the left table, which is one of the lower players. And this is what we do here, folks. We go all in with 6-6. This is going to be interesting here. That was a good play. 365. Again, we're trying to get one win at one table. And we're trying to come at least third at another table. Anything else is unacceptable. So I've said this before, but right before the pandemic happened, there it is. Van Pebble getting the 90 million win on the right table. Down to 265 million. Come on, we need something good here. And we lost that hand, which is okay. We're on a small blind now. Small blind. We called it with King 2. That's not good. It's not good. Ace 5 versus King 2 is terrible. There's the 2, though. I'll take it. I'll take it, dude. There it is. There's the king. That's what it's about. It's about gambling. When it comes down to it, it's a gamble. When it all comes down to it, it's a gamble. I'm repeating myself like my dad used to, like black people do. Hey, if black people do it, it's cool, right? So I can do it too. Hey, if black people do it, it's cool, right? It's cool, right? It's cool, right? It's cool, right? You know how they do that? It's cool, right? It's cool, right? It's like, God damn it. The first time I got sick of that was when I watched like I think it was like on TV and they were doing a rap. They were rapping and there was one guy was rapping, like he was doing it, you know, and the other guy was just echoing the other guy, or he was repeating what the other guy would say. It was the Run DMC. I think it was Run DMC. So Run DMC would do a thing where he'd be like, when I wake up, and then I'll say, hey, I text you, and then I say, I'm going to say this, right now, because I'm the king. You know, like, I even back then I was like, oh, I don't like this. Are people going to do this in life? Are people going to repeat each other? Okay. All right, back to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, we have what I would consider the best hand, and I'm wrong. It was not a good play. But here's what happened. here's what happened. We came in third, which means we got our money back. That means we need to win this game. Or, actually not necessarily. We could tie this. But I'd like to win this table. So I'm going to stay at one table for now. I could have stayed in this hand with queens, but I don't know. Something tells me to get out of it. People are still betting. I don't know. This doesn't seem like a good hand for me. So we had queen 6. I think the flush is too powerful here. Anyway, that's that thing we said. That is to say, we love black people. We love all people. We love anybody who repeats. I don't care if you repeat things. It's great. It is. It's fine. Back to the game. Ace, king. And I would say we could probably just step right out of this one. And also, I think that, like, my main thing for not... Like, I don't want to limit myself, so I do want to be able to, like, bring it up. If I feel... You know, I'm human. If I feel like something big happened, I might want to share it. Like, hey, what about such and such? Oh, that's kind of a bummer, you know? But that'd be it. I think that the idea of sharing is fine. Or sharing that feeling of, like, yeah, we're all in turmoil here. But I think ultimately... One of the things when I started streaming, I always wanted to just, like, one of the things I really wanted to do was stream on holidays. Like, I always want to try to stream, like, I want to make every day like a normal day. Because sometimes we make too much out of a holiday, or like, this, I hope this connects with people, but like, basically, you know how banks close on President's Day? Why? Like, I always, like, that's, for some reason, like, those kind of days, Labor Day and President's Day and days like that, are always the days that I need to go to the bank or I need to do something, and they're closed. Or I need to go to the store or something like that, you know? And for the most part, my life's pretty good. Like, I have digital banking, and, oh, I have something I actually can talk about. This is kind of interesting. So my Amazon account was hacked. I can't believe I didn't even think about this. My Amazon account was hacked the other day. My Amazon account was hacked. Amazon account was hacked. Amazon account was it was hacked. It was hacked. It was hacked. It was hacked. Okay. We better stop doing that. So I'm at work and I'm just kind of checking Amazon, because sometimes what'll happen is you'll realize you need, like, usually for me, it's something I need that's work related. I swear it's true. So I'll check Amazon while I'm working out. I'm doing my job, but I'm just like, I need another hat, or I need like a special pair of glasses so I could take pictures of AI glasses or something. So I think I was looking for something similar to like an AI glasses, you know, and for some reason, I don't know, it must have been an email I went to first, now that I think about it. And so I guess in the email, and I'm really good at not being like phished, but I was phished with an email for Amazon saying, like, you need to log into your account and update your Prime membership or something like that, which is ridiculous. Right? Think about that. You automatically get a Prime membership. Like, that's ridiculous, you know? So, but it was saying you need to update your whatever. So for some reason, I think it's because I was working, and that's why you just do things sometimes. And so I'm just doing this. Next thing I know, I'm on Amazon and I can't get into my account. Next thing I know, I get an email saying you just spent like $1,000, you know? And then next thing I know, my bank account has like hardly any money in it. And the next thing I know, I'm like, all of a sudden, just like this, I'm scammed. I can't get into my Amazon account. Now I'm worrying about all my other accounts. That's how my brain goes. So I called U.S. Bank. That's my bank. Should I not tell people my bank? I don't know. Whatever. Sorry. Fuck it. I suck. Anyway, it's so I call this bank, and I give them, and I'll tell you what my passcode is. It's 759. Okay. Not even close. But so I call them and I cancel my bank, you know, and I cancel the account, and then I have to go to the fraud department, and then my whole night is basically built on trying to like deal with this situation. And it was like, it's crazy to go through that stuff because I haven't been through something like that in a long time. By the way, back to the game, and then we'll talk about the fraud thing. We have 400 mil. We are not the high man at the table. The high man at the table is sitting right next to me. But we're in great shape here. We're trying to win this one, folks. Oh, that was so good. Woo! So I finally invested. Hey guys! No. I finally invested in this Tesla. It's called Fiesta T. Not a sponsor. Is it called Tiesta T or Fiesta? I think it's called Tiesta. I think it makes sense it's called Tiesta. Because Fiesta, that's a whole Mexican party thing. This is not that, I don't think. Look at this bottle, right? This little container. Loose tea, man. Loose tea is the way to go, bro. It's so good. And as I get older, I don't drink coffee. I drink tea. And it's fucking delicious. I often fantasize about what it would have been like if England would have actually stayed in control of the United States. First of all, would I still have been born? Would that have changed my bloodline? Quite possibly. I think it would have actually, but I think it would. I would have enjoyed it. I think, because I do like a lot of things that the British enjoy. I like sausage. I like tea. I like English women. You know what's funny? The accent. So the most gorgeous woman, I know we're jumping around with topics, but the most gorgeous woman I ever met, and this is, again, this is an adult, by the way, this is an adult stream, okay? So I don't want any kids in here. I don't want anybody taking what I have to say for like, oh, he's promoting this. But when I was in my 30s, I had a boss. This is a good story, actually. I had a boss. Forget the comedy club story. Who cares? Let's talk about this. This is a way better story. By the way, we're doing great. We have 383 million. These two guys are the ones that are struggling here. This is good that these two players have to face each other. And then we'll talk about Africa. That's right, Africa. I went to Africa. I was in Africa for a week. And that's where I met this woman who was a prostitute. I did. I told you. I mean, look, you're coming to a fucking real guy stream. That's what you're going to get. 132 million. He puts it in. Big boy plays his cards. And he had the 3 2s. And we're here. We're sitting here with a $50 million ante. That's not a good flop for us. Thankfully, it didn't seem like it was a great flop for anybody. The heart is good. The heart is good, but not really. Because even if I make the flush, then I've got to worry about this guy. And this guy's just trying to, like, he's desperate, this guy. Like, this guy is desperate. But he actually had a good hand there. But like, I'm not going to gamble with a desperate player. Queen 8. I think I like this. I like this, yeah. Yeah, see, if he does that, I don't like that. Queen 8. It's going all in with Queen 8. I definitely have to fold. I mean, I have to fold. I don't feel comfortable playing Queen 8 for 200 million or whatever. Yeah, that was good. I'm glad we folded. Yeah, he had the nuts there. He had nines. So I basically, what happens is, the story itself is interesting. I can tell quickly, which is that I worked at a gas station, and one of the guys who was a manager was an African guy. And so this African dude, we became friendly because we weren't that far in age. And so he was like, he trusted me and he liked me and befriended me. And basically what he wanted me to do is like, I mean, he just wanted me to do a good job, and he wanted, like, once he saw that I was, like, a good guy, and I was a nice kid, and all this kind of stuff, because I was still kind of a kid. I think when I got that job, I was, like, 27 years old. I'm 50 now. It's a long time ago. So, this is a tough one to fold, but I've got to do it. I've got to fold it. Yeah. So, now we're down to 200 million, and I gotta be honest with you, it's not looking good for us, but here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna play hands that I shouldn't play. So we're in bad shape, right? I mean, I would say we're in 4th place, and we're not in great shape. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to pick up a little bit by going all in with Queen 5. It would be actually a mistake for one of these people to try to play that. Yeah, that's a smart play by Van Pebble, and that keeps our money up so that we can handle some bigger antes here. Because the ante is coming. The ante coming. The ante coming. So I worked at the gas station. This guy was like African guy, and he basically was like, we became really friendly, and I'm not gay or he's not gay, but we were friends. I say that because he invited me to come to Africa to like hang out with him. So I went to Africa for like a week. I might have been there for longer than a week. I forget. It felt like a long time. It felt like 2 weeks, but it might have just been a week. And so it was really like, I couldn't even really leave the hotel room. First of all, I got sick really bad. When I arrived, I went to Johannesburg, Africa. So that's a different part of Africa. You could say it's not as black, but I definitely, there was some problems with apartheid at the time, and I remember a few people seeing me, like black people, and being like, fuck, I'm gonna kill you, like literally just like it was that hostile. Like it was a weird, like, we don't like you. And also I was younger, so maybe I had a swagger, like I had American swagger, so that could have easily pissed off somebody who's a local. I know it's not right, but it's probably what the situation was. So I ended up staying in the hotel room a lot, and what I ended up doing is just like enjoying the comforts of a hotel stay in another country. And it was great. I mean, it's all I need anyway. I realized at that point that even if I travel, I'm just going to be a guy that just stays in hotel rooms. Like, I don't really like going around and walking around outside, and I want to see the sights. Like, I'm not a see the sight guy. Give me a computer. Here's my ideal vacation. I've said this before. I say, I'm very consistent with what I say. Put me in a room with a computer, let me stream, or let me just play video games, and I'm cool. Just feeling like I'm in another country is enough. I don't need to go out and be a part of the culture and all that. I'm not a culture guy. All right? I'm not the culture club, all right? This isn't the culture club. This isn't Comma Chameleon, all right? What else? What other song did they do? That was a good band, actually. So anyway, what we ended up doing in the hotel, this is actually a big hand here. Let's not talk over it. 8-3, that's a huge win. Ooh, the fates, they change hands. And this is it for Van Pebble. Van Pebble's got to go all in with King 9. And this actually could end our run here. This is a real problem, to be honest with you. We are actually about to lose, which really kind of makes me, well, it is what it is, you know? What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? That's tough. That's a tough loss. But it also lets me finish my story. So I'm in Africa, right? And I'm in a hotel. Let's finish the story and then we'll play some more poker. Actually, let's see if we can get ourselves in a couple more games. Oh, there's another game right there. Yeah, let's go for it. Music break, music break. Music break, music break, music break, music break, music break. Ladies and gentlemen, huge hand here. 3 queens. We have people in the hand, which is a great thing. We're going to try to now, what are we worried about? 10 jack queen, 10 ace maybe? I'm all in with queens. 3 queens. Which, you know what? I don't think I should have gone all in right there. I definitely overplayed my hand there. That's okay, though. I'll show them that I had a 4, and that's all I'm going to show them. Sometimes you got to take a music break, and you got to clean the slate. And that's what we just did right there. So, I'm in Africa, and I'm with my friend. But my friend has stuff to do there. And because I got so sick, I ended up really spending more time by myself in a hotel. So what I ended up doing is I had a bunch of money that I had saved, and I just ended up getting like hookers because I was, let me explain. So I was in the Marines, and that's kind of where I learned about hookers, right? Like, we were young kids. I didn't date a lot of girls. I just had sex with women. I'm not a guy that, like, when I was younger, I wasn't trying to have girlfriends. I was just trying to hook up with people. So if you couldn't like hook up easily, you would just buy a hooker. It was like that, right? And when I was in Japan, Japanese women, you know, are hot. So I like Asian women, so I was having sex with hookers. But once I got older, I realized it was creepy and bad, and it was a habit that I had to like cut out of my life. And you're talking like, I'm 50 now. I haven't had a hooker since last week. So I'm good. I'm just gonna let it sit there because obviously it's not true. No, the last time we had a hooker was, I'd have to say, probably the Africa. Right around that time, because I was like 27, 28 years old. I was still, you're at that age where you realize you're getting older, but you're still thinking like a kid, because high school wasn't that far away. Military, you still feel like a high school kid even though you're in the military. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to call this because I'm in a situation. We always get back to the game, ladies and gentlemen, where we might have a straight here, and I'm hoping nobody fucks it up for us. Because if anybody tries to raise, so there comes the river. That's what it's called. That is the river. That card is the river card, and we didn't hit anything, so we got to fold. So at that time, 28 years old, that was also the idea. Does seem crazy that I would get a prostitute in Africa, but at the time, dude, I've talked about this before on streams. When I was working at the gas station, there was so many crazy things happening at that gas station. I was seeing prostitutes, transsexual prostitutes. I mean, dude, I don't want to get into I'm not embarrassed to tell these stories. It just sounds crazy, so I won't tell them right now. But like, I remember, I won't get into that. That's it. But we had transsexual, we had all kinds of stuff. Pimps. I remember one time a pimp had a gun, and I had to close the door on his hand, and the gun fell in the store, and I had to give the guy the gun back. He's like, "Yeah, I want my fucking gun," and I was like, "All right, but like, I'll give it back to you." You know, I gave the guy the gun. Underneath, because when we locked the door, we would give people money through this little window thing. So I put the gun in the window thing. I mean, it's an insane story, but I don't want to tell that story because it's crazy and it's a long story. But bottom line is, back then, look, I was 28, 29. I was still a wild person. I think a lot of people are when they're only that age. So, anyway, we ended up calling a couple prostitutes in Africa in the hotel, and one of the prostitutes was Indian. She was an Indian woman, but she had an English accent, and she was very attractive, and she was very, very good at her job. Okay? She was very good at her job, and she liked me. Like, it wasn't like we want to get married, or I wasn't... Like, I knew, not to be that much of a lame, but she felt comfortable fucking me, and I think I fucked her a few times. I think it was like 2 or 3 times. I know it was 2 times at least, and she was good, man, and so... I mean, it was expensive, I think. I want to say, it's kind of cool to tell people how much I was paying for prostitutes back then. So you're talking about 2000. This is fun. I'm glad we're talking about this. You're talking about 2003. No, 2000. You're actually talking about 1997, 1998. You're talking about that time period. And then you're talking about Africa... prostitution. So you're saying how much was a prostitute in 1997 in Africa? And I'm going to say I paid about 100 and some odd. It might have been more. I paid some good money for that, and it was worth it. And she was really great. And I remember, but I won't get into details because then I'm just being gross at that point. But I will say this, her oral skills were impeccable. Like, that was one of the things about her that I liked, that she liked doing that. So I was like, whoa. And it was one of those weird things where, like, after the second time, she wanted my phone number and stuff, and I was like, whatever, it's like, this is stupid, But, that woman was, it's funny, this is the whole reason I brought it up. I swear to God. The whole reason I brought it up is to say this. First of all, I'm not embarrassed to talk about my past. And second of all, she was the most sexy woman ever, and she had an English accent. Her being Indian and having an English accent makes me think that if that's what I for a while I felt like that's what I want. I want somebody with an English accent, a British accent. She had a British accent. I mean, imagine the most beautiful, dark caramel skin, beautiful breasts, nice, everything's nice and good and tight. I mean, she wasn't a fatty, you know what I mean? Like, she was great. And she was smart. She could talk. Like, when someone's British, for some reason, they just sound smarter than everybody. I don't know why. They just speak English better than everybody. So anyway, it's funny. The only reason we brought that up is because we were talking about how America was almost like if England still took over, it still had America. Like if America never took over America, if America, I love it. Yep. I love it. I love it when we stutter. It's great. But you know what I was saying. If Britain continued being in control of America, things would have been different. And I don't think that my family bloodline would be the same. But that's probably true of everybody, right? I mean, that's how the world is affected by stuff. So anyway, that was fun. It's fun to talk about that stuff because, man, we lived a life, man. We've done things, that prostitute thing is great. It's fun to talk about because it's like, it's such a lifetime away. Like, it was embarrassing, actually, at the time. Well, at the time, it was just a thing you did, but then you realize that, like, you should never... Like, I'm lucky that I'm alive, I didn't catch a disease or anything. I mean, I was protecting myself. I was wearing a rubber and everything. But still, man, you're talking about another country with, having sex with people, with prostitute. Like, what are you doing, But that was the crazy world. And also, I was a military guy. And I'm not to defend it, but, like, military guys, we kind of live on the edge a little bit. Like, when I was overseas, like, we were, like, edgy dudes. Like, we're military guys. Like, we could fight at any minute. We could be called into war. The people can roll your eyes. Roll your eyes if you want, asshole. That was our fucking job. As a Marine, I'm saying. I don't know about the Army or these other people. And I respect everybody. But as a Marine, when you're in there, you're a foot soldier first. And then whatever your MOS is, which is your military, whatever that stands for, whatever your job was. And my job was communications. So I was like the radio guy. But, the communications radio guy was basically a soldier with a radio. That's all we were. And that's when you're a Marine, the first thing you are is a guy with a gun. Whereas that's different in other areas. There's people that actually join the military to play in a band, to play in the military band. Like, there's all kinds of people that do all kinds of stuff. And since I didn't have any real skill set or any clue of any talents, I was like, let's just be a fucking soldier and let's go. Why would you join the Marines is a good question. Because my take was always, why not? It's the cream of the crop. At the time, I was friends with a kid. My best friend was a kid named Ross. And he was this kid that lived in New York. But he was the military guy of the friendship. And he would always talk about the Marines. And somehow, I just thought, I'll just do that. And it wasn't like he talked me into it. It was just like, I just was like, that seems like something I could do. It doesn't seem like you have to be like a genius to do it. That was the thing too. It's like, if you go to school, you could do a scholarship thing, but like, I was not a scholastic guy. I was tired of high school. I was picked on in school. So I thought, let me get out of school You know, I mean, I wasn't really picked on in the military because when you're in the military, like, this still goes on. It's still high schooly. But for the most part, you're going to find somebody that you connect with. There's not as many crazy people, or at least this is back in the 90s. There weren't as many lunatics out there, you know? Like nowadays, now I wouldn't trust being it. Like I wouldn't tell anybody to join the military right now. Because you're just going to, I don't know what you're going to deal with out there, honestly. I mean, I don't even really need to clarify that I don't consider myself a hero. I joined the military because I didn't want to go to college and I didn't want to live with my parents anymore. You know? And I wasn't given the it's not like somebody was like, okay, you know, my parents weren't like, you have an option, what would you like to do? Like, nobody's even had a conversation with me. I just was like, I guess I'll have to join the military. You know, nobody sat me down and was like, you know, you don't have to do this. At least that's how I don't remember anybody because listen, if one of my parents would have sat me down and said, hey, you don't have to join the military, we could figure this out together. But my mom at the time was crazy. My mom was going through some tough stuff because she had divorced my father. My mother cheated on my father with my science teacher. I lived a crazy life, guys. I told you. And that's the thing is, if you just talk about yourself, it's probably enough. You don't have to talk about current events. But at the time, my mother had just gone through that. So I was living with my mom in high school, my senior year. That was the year that she ended up, like, she started living by herself. She was living in an apartment, and it was like she was very stressed the fuck out. She was trying to find her second career, and she was struggling with it. She wasn't sure if she was going to be an artist or a massage therapist. And my mom was going through, like, identity crisis herself. Like, my mom was like a teenager in her mind when she was 40. And I was 18, and I didn't have any guidance from her, really, because she was just freaked the fuck out. Her life was, like, uncertain. And I sympathize with it. I'm not making fun of it, actually. I get it. So I think that was what happened, is I was more than happy to, that must have been what it was. Now that I think back, we had a flush here. Always back to the game. We almost had a flush. We would have for sure won this hand. That would have been mine. Damn it. But that's good. We get rid of a player. And now we bet with, that's a lot, 24 million. Yeah, I'm going to fold that. So then at the time, like, my mother was just going through so much stuff that my thought was, let me get on with my life. And I was starting to feel like excited, actually, about the prospect of just moving on my own in this life. So, I mean, there's obviously other chapters. I ended up having to come, like, after the military, coming back. The military was not a clean break either. It's not like I was ultimately honorably discharged, but we ended up, like, getting ourselves kicked out. I just didn't want to be there. Like, I knew I wasn't a Marine after a while. It was like, the thing is, once you join and once you're there, you are a Marine. But, like, I just didn't feel like, you know what it is that I realized, I don't think I realized exactly this, but I knew there was something about me that it was a little bit not Marine. And I wanted to just go and, like, sort of figure out who I was. And what I am is what I am now, a loner. I'm a guy that kind of does his own thing. You know, I spend a lot of time alone. I eat alone. I'm the guy that in the high school cafeteria, I eat by myself. This is an interesting story. This will tell you who I am. In my senior year of high school, I went to a new school, and I was a new kid. And I loved it because nobody knew me, so nobody bothered me, right? So aside from, like, getting a girlfriend and stuff like that, I really spent a lot of time alone. It's where I started realizing we could do this thing on our own, you know? And I was eating at a lunch table, and there were these they were either Korean or Vietnamese, or I think they were Korean. And there was like 4 or 5 of them, and they were the coolest guys ever. But the problem is nobody would know that they were cool because they didn't speak English. So they were sort of ostracized. So if you look at the entire lunchroom, it was the jocks, you know, the normal thing, the jock kids, the weirdo kids. I don't know what it's like today, but back then it was the kids that were like the weirdo guys over here. Then you had the guys that smoked in the bathroom over here. Like if you smoked cigarettes in high school, there was a chance you were kind of a wild child back then. Okay, I know things are different now. Not everybody was a pot smoker back then. You had the stoner guys. You had all this kind of stuff. And so I was a loner. So I sat at the table. There was no one around me. But these kids would come to my table because there was no other room in the lunchroom. And eventually we just became friendly. And here's the deal. I didn't speak Korean. I still don't. They didn't speak English. But we somehow just became like quiet friends. And this is a theme that was to continue through my life. And to this day, I work as a security guard in a parking lot with a store attached to it, and I will never tell where I work, or the location or anything like that, except Seattle. Obviously, I live in Seattle. But the people that I'm most friendly with are the Mexican drivers that are like food drivers, right? Or you know, they take stuff from the store and they deliver it to people. I'm super tight with those guys. Guess what language they barely speak? English. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all in with King 10. He's thinking about it. He might do it. He doesn't, and I gotta tell you, that was probably a smart move. I'm just gonna throw my king up there. That was a very good hand by Van Pebble. That's a nice hand. See how he's scratching his head? That's what we want him to do. We want him to scratch his head. This is a big hand here. Oh, not a good flop for us. Bad flop. Looking for an ace here. I like this Robo Santa thing. Robo Santa is cool. There's the jack. So we have ace high. 6, 7, 8. We almost had like a straight there. I don't think anyone has anything here. Let's see, maybe a small pair. We might be able to get away with this one. Nope, the straight. Somebody had a straight. Wow, that's a big. You know, you put one bet in, and all of a sudden, you're down to 200 mil. Ah, another rough one. So let's see how this plays out. We're looking for a 10 here. He's betting 50 million. I'm not going to gamble here. The only thing I'm trying to get is a straight. I don't think it's going to happen for me. And there's the queen. We would have had queens, but he had 2 pairs. So yeah, we would have lost that hand. So now we're top 4, but we're down to 156 million, which is fine because everybody's playing tight at this point. We have 6-3, and look at that crazy flop. So we might be able to split it here. This might be a split.
Ones.
There we go. We split that. There you go. That's a good split. This is an interesting hand here. We have a mate. We have a mate pair. He goes all in. Oh my God! What a terrible.
Ones.
Oh, what a terrible, terrible situation to be in there. Just a bad play. Oh, Van Pebble just getting fucking sliced and diced. But we are having fun, aren't we? Ladies and gentlemen, we could continue to play poker, but I think what we want to do here, I think people are looking for the bone. Let's put a different, let's keep the metal theme, but let's try to get a little more melodic. Oh no, he's going to ask us to sit down and just relax. Oh, okay. What else? What else? What else? Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at a bonus stream here. Should we do a bonus stream? What do you think? I'm thinking we should do a bonus stream. The question is, what do we bonus stream though? Because here's the thing. Alright, this is tough because I mean, metal is hard to talk over. I will be honest with you, it's hard to talk over. Let's go music non-copyright, but let's just do like oh, this is good actually. Alright, so usually what we'll do is Fortnite would be a game that I'd love to play as a bonus stream, but the reason I feel weird doing it is because I think I just want to play like a huge... You know what? Let's do it. We'll do Fortnite as a bonus stream. This will be a nice stream for people. They'll get a nice poker. They'll get a little Fortnite, and then the next stream we'll do a little ball X pit. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do a bonus stream. Van Pebble here. You know what? I never like to go out on a loss, but I think we had 1/3 place, didn't we? So we did pretty good there. I like our attitude. We had some good stories. That's a good stream. Let's continue the stream and let's play some Fortnite. We'll do some solos, some duos. Let's run it. We'll run it for like a good hour, and if we feel like it, we'll keep going. Okay, switch 2. Let's get the switch 2 activated. Switch 2 activated. Ladies and gentlemen, the switch 2 has been activated. I am in my element. I am at home. No one is bothering me. No one is affecting me negatively. Damn it. I'm playing heavy metal music. It's non-copyrighted, so I can't be copyrighted. I love that. And we're about to get into some Fortnite. Let's get into it. I'm ready, man. And I learned something about Fortnite, actually, for me, is that my microphone is not good. It's not good. So what we're going to have to do is, if we want to play Fortnite duos, we'll play with friends. The goal is Wednesday. I've got a friend, and this friend wants to play duos, and I've got another friend. I've got 2 friends, and the goal is we're going to run trios. So what we're going to do is we're going to Discord together. We're going to Discord together. What do you think of that? What do you think of that, folks? Now let's see if we can work on our volume a little bit. Volume seems to be a little bit, go go back, go back. I miss you. I hope you know. Let's go to settings. Let's go to volume. And let's take the volume down just a little bit. Everything is just down to like 60%. Take it way down. We don't need it to be as loud as it is. Maybe voice chat was too loud too. I don't know. I don't think so. Cinematics. Everything should just be down to like 60. We don't need it to be... Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the bonus stream. We love it. You love it. I love it. Everybody loves the bonus stream. The bonus stream is a special thing. Some people say it's a gimmick. I agree. Okay. Yeah, man, it's great. It's great to have a gimmick, though. Okay, we could either play OG. What's the movie update? Should we check out the movie update? Let's check out the movie update. What is the movie update? Drive Bikini Bottom? Alright, we have to do this just to see. So I'll explain this to people that may not know, so we have time to talk here. I am basically like a paying member of this game. So I originally played this game just like when I got the Switch 2 and I was excited, and so we just kind of played like a little bit, and then I just like started getting more into it, and I wanted to get more skins. So that's when I was like, well, how do I get skins? And I mean, the funny thing is, like, this information, I guess you could Google it, but like it's not known, it's not obvious. So I had to ask some friends, like, and one of the friends that we'll be playing with hopefully on Wednesday is the guy that told us, and I'll talk to him about it if we do play with him. He was like, yeah, to get skins, you gotta pay for it. Like, you get V-Bucks and then you can buy it. So that's like the reason that we are a member. Let's see. How to play. Collect coins or complete missions to earn gold. Unlock new vehicles. Can I tell you something? What is this? What the fuck are we doing in here? Like, seriously, I just wanted to come here just to kind of see, like, what these little side games are about. And for oh, here we go. But for, like, a bonus stream, I'm not sure I really want to, like, just do this, you know? Like, seriously, does anybody know what the fuck is going on in here? What is happening right now? Purchase a vehicle. I don't have enough money to buy it, okay? What is this? All right, I've learned my lesson. Like, I want to get out of here. So there you go. This is like the world of Fortnite, and that's why I like doing that. It's kind of fun to just take a look at the world. I'm hearing people talking, but they probably can't hear me anyway because my microphone sucks. And that's why what we're going to do on Wednesday, let's get back to the game here, is play with some people, play live, that's the goal, and play on Discord. So we'll use Discord to talk to people. And so that's why it's important, like, to have a crew of people that you can play with. So we got ranked build, we've got season 7 OG, and we've got movie update. What happened to the rest of the stuff? I guess we'll play OG or ranked. It's either OG or ranked. Odyssey. Hold on. Let me see what Odyssey is. What is Lego Odyssey for the Fortnite? It's a massive play to survival crafting adventure game. Combine Lego building with exploration, resource gathering, combat. Should we try one of these? I don't know. I don't understand. Like, I feel like that's a whole stream within itself, to be honest. I'm either going to do OG, because that's what I'm used to, Season 7, or we're going to go ranked. And is ranked in Fortnite like the original? Or is it... Oh, fuck. I don't know. Let's try this. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, we'll figure this out. Play rank silver. Let's do solo. So we're going solos, playing ranked, and then I guess it'll be between this and we'll go back and forth to OG, because OG is one of my favorite maps. I like their maps. I like the old school mapping thing. And let's play some fucking Fortnite, man. Sorry it took so long to get to this point. Let's do it. Come on, let's go. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's no hurry, man. There's no rush. We're here. We made it. This stream is going for another hour at least. We're trying to get in some nice Fortnite action here. It's either gonna, I mean, sometimes we can get a game going, like a really good game that lasts a while, but normally what happens is, dude, I had a stream last week and it was about like 3 hours long of Fortnite, and the reason I kept it up is because it was comical how bad that went. I don't want to say that I played badly, because I don't think I did. I would just like land and get shot, and then I would land and I would wait, and then I would, like, we're waiting right now, and it would take a really long time, and then I would like get off the bus and I would take my time. It would take like 5 minutes, which is a long time. 5 minutes is a long time. Try holding your breath for 5 minutes. Try holding your breath for 30 seconds. That was 15 seconds, and that was a long time. So imagine 5 minutes holding your breath. Imagine 5 minutes where you're not holding your breath, where you're just floating for 5 minutes. I would get down there after 5 minutes, and after dying before, and I would get shot as soon as I landed. And that would happen for 3 hours. I think I finally had one decent run. course, this is a character I love. I bought this character. This is my first character I've ever bought. Because the other ones I got for free, and they give them to you. This one I bought this character, and I really liked. I love it. I love it. I've said this before that the things that you buy are the things that give you sometimes the most pleasure, because you feel like a sense of like you earned it a little bit. We were talking about this last week. That the idea of like if you wanted to like lose weight or something. One way to do it is to get a membership at a gym, because then when you're locked into it and you got to pay money, you'll make sure you use the membership. You know, it's like it's almost like an insurance to use the membership. So here we go. I'm a big fan of the forest areas, but I'm going to go down here. I'm going to go down here today or right now. Great to be here, man. This is my favorite place to be, man, especially on a Monday. We did it. We earned it. We worked the weekend. It was a great weekend. It was probably one of the best weather weekends I've ever had for a winter in December. To be this close to Christmas. And for the weather, like, dude, Sunday, it was 51 degrees the entire night. I got to work at 12 p.m. and I left at 10:30 p.m. and the weather didn't change. The only thing that changed was like a little bit of wind, a little bit, and the fucking sun went down, obviously. But the weather was beautiful. The only problem with good weather when you're a security guard is it could bring out the fucking asshole people. Asshole, like druggy people, they love good weather. So that we had some druggy people issues on Sunday. But once those people left, it was an easy one. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the thick of it now. We're in the middle of it now. We're in it. Let's try not to die. I'm gonna get in a fight here. Most likely. Hold on. No need to fight if you don't have to right now. I just want to get some stuff here. Let's just do some looting, man. I say looty-doo-doo is what I say. I like being aggressive as well. But like, look at all these great weapons we're picking up. These are the good ones. See what they had. You know what I like? This medical kit. Get that med kit. I see it, I see it. pretty, like, we're kind of at that point where we sort of have weapons here. Maybe what we should look for is to moving a little bit closer, and there we go. Hold on. That was great. That was great. Good job. That was really good. That was good sniping. That's what you're supposed to do. What we want to do here is focus on getting a little bit closer, and also like that, you know, killing. Watch out, watch out. Okay. That was good. Yeah, I like what we did there. I'm good with it. I'm happy about that. I'm extremely happy. That's a good start. 2 really good kills. One of them was a really good snipe. That's great, man. That's great. Let's play that again. I said, let's go again. It's been a great week. It was a great weekend, rather. Learned a lot. I learned a lot, you know. It's a tough job, and it's really tough being a security guard because you're not usually like, you're not the only one calling the shots. You have to deal with, like, if you're working at a, let's say, parking lot like I am, but it's connected to a store where there's a bunch of workers, it becomes a little bit of learning how to work with the people that work in that store and the managers, and like, it's a delicate balance because a lot of the managers of that store, sometimes what they think is that they're your manager, they're your boss, and it's really not the case. We're like running it together, but you have to kind of like, because sometimes I'll see some of those managers are great people, but they're like watching you, make sure you're there. Let me watch him, make sure, and you know, I'm not going anywhere, like I'm there, but it is annoying having them up my ass, but it's a give and take. Like, we work together, and so I've made it, like, I think I do a good job with working with others. I'm pretty good at working with others. But for the most part, I mean, I'm the only security guard. But it's still a battle having to work. And also you're dealing with, like, other people that work in the store. They use the parking lot, and sometimes they park. Their behavior in the parking lot, or just the way people behave where they work, is not always great, especially when it's young people, like younger kids. They love their, you know, they think that their job is like a hangout. It's just a job, you know. So I don't know, but I had a good weekend. It was a good weekend. I feel good about it. It was very good. My fantasy is to work for like a private, here's my fantasy. My fantasy is to be Magnum PI. Isn't that everybody's fantasy? You get to drive a Ferrari, right? I don't really want to drive, but let's change the Ferrari to a Tesla, okay? And then let's change Magnum PI to me, because obviously that's a different person. Like, Magnum PI is just like a 6'6", delicious, mustachioed man, and I'm like 5'10", you know, cute. I'll give me cute. I think I'm cute. I was like, if I was a girl, I'd be like, he's got a good personality, and he's okay. I'd fuck him. Like, I'd fuck me. If I was a girl, I would fuck me. Because I'm a good lover. Oh, I'm a good lover. Oh. You know what it is? I'm an understanding person. So, like, an understanding person would make a good lover. Like, you know what I mean? I know, like, okay, now it's time for us to go crazy and just, like, go nuts in bed. Okay, now, like, I had a tough day. All right, it's going to be gentle sex this time. Oh, you just want me to suck it out? Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, you just want me to, like, do this? I don't know, we're very sexual today. I don't know what's going on. It's okay. I allow for myself. You know what? I allow myself to go into that territory because I don't take it that far. And I've said this a million times. Sex means nothing to me. When it all comes down to it, it's all about... I'm more about friendship and real relationships with people. I don't care about sex, really. I really don't. I couldn't be more sincere when I say that. It's gotten more people in trouble than anything. And the one time I worked in a school, it was where I really realized that. Yeah. Ooh. So one time I worked in a school, and it was a terrible job. I was, what was I doing? Why the hell did I work there? Well, let's pay attention here. I can't remember what that job was. It didn't last very long. But I remember, the only thing I do remember about it, because I worked in a cafeteria as a cashier. It was a weird job. I was having trouble finding work, and I went to like a government work program, and it was a horrible job. It was terrible. But the thing I hated about it was I didn't like the energy of the students, and it was like middle school kids, and I didn't like being like an adult. I was like in my 30s, and it just felt wrong. It didn't feel good to be there. There was a weird sexual energy I wasn't comfortable with. Not on my part. You could just see it. It was very uncomfortable. And it was also like the teachers. There was a few female teachers there that were oddly sexual. Like there was just a weird sexual energy, and it just put bad ideas and thoughts into my mind. Like about them. Like not like me personally. I'm all good. I'm in control. But it just seemed like the woman was just weird, like bending over. You could see her thong, giving you a weird look. It's like, and like for me, like I'm not a student, but I could imagine like students seeing that. It's not healthy. I don't know. It just was weird. And then it tests you a little bit. Like how much control do I have? I felt good after that job, but the job sucked. The most tested I ever was sexually was when I was a dishwasher at a sorority house. That's a true story. By the way, do we have... Yes, we do. Oh, good. We got a couple of these. We're kind of in good position here. I mean, honestly, we're kind of in good position. Like, we're in the map where we need to be. We see if we could try to pick somebody off. We can move. I mean, we can make moves, but I want to see if maybe... Let's use our elevated height to our advantage, maybe. The thing is, the sniper rifle that we have is not as good as the other one we had. Oh. I saw somebody, but then they... See if we can pick somebody out. I think there's somebody... Yeah, there we go. careful. Got it, got it. Fuck, they fucked me on that one. Fuck! God damn it. Fuck you, man. We gotta run. We gotta run. If they want to come in here, they can fight me in here. They can fight me in here. You want to fight me in here? You can. I'd love to fight you. I like to fight people. We're in the zone, like we're almost in the zone. We're almost not in the zone. Where are we at with guns? I can't believe it. That's how that shootout ended. But that's how it ended. Oh shit. Let's see, let's see. Hold on. Damn, we got some problems here. Okay, okay. Oh, that was great. God, that was lucky. Let's get back in the circle here. Oh, I'm not mad at that though. We had some good activity there. Let's go back to the lobby. Yeah. Yeah, so the weirdest job I ever had was like I would say the hardest job as far as controlling your sexual urges or whatever was the sorority job. And it was not because of me. Because college girls are college girls. You know what I mean? It's the same as college boys. They're college age. They're curious. So, like, as a dishwasher, we would, like, do meals for these girls. It was a sorority, too, man. Like, sorority girls are different than, like, other college girls. They have to behave. So they're more, like, their behavior is more controlled. But, you can still sense, like, they like to tease. Like, the amount of girls that would just wear no bras and stuff like that. Like, again, that's fine. It's just my job not to stare, which I never had a problem not doing. But sometimes it was like, I don't want to go to work today. Because it's just like, I don't want to deal with all this sexual tension. You know, I mean, you're talking about sometimes 20, 21-year-old girls. Like, at the time, I was 45 years old, so I was old. But it's still like, I'm still like a guy, and they're curious, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know? I remember this one girl, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but the thing is, that was difficult. That was so difficult. It wasn't hard at first, it was like the last couple of months. Also, that job just was, I was working with a couple people I didn't like, actually. A couple women I didn't like. That was an interesting job, though. And it's always a fun story to tell, because of all the stories to tell, that's like the one where it's the most like silly and jokey and fun. Like, if I tell stories about the gas station that I worked at, like we were telling earlier when we were playing HD Poker, that gets a little more, like, that's a little more serious sometimes. That's a little more gritty and a little more real. Or, you know, if you talk about prostitution, shit like that, that gets gritty and real. But when you talk about, like, the college, being a dishwasher at a sorority, it's just a silly, fun story. And nothing ever, like, I was very smart. And one of the women that worked there tried to say that I was like texting girls like texting me or something. I was like, what? Are you high? Do you understand? I could go to jail. for talking to like girls of that age. They could, dude. You know how easy it is to get in trouble for being like a 45-year-old guy in a fucking sorority. It's a fucking, yeah, it's a mess. I was so happy to get out of that job. Actually, I was so happy when that job didn't work out. Yeah, let's go. I'll take it. Oops. So just shotguns, that's it? Okay. Yeah, this is kind of lame. Excuse me. I gotta move in. But they were, some of those girls were so sweet, but it was such a risk of like, when you're friendly and nice to like a college girl and you're working in the sorority, that, yeah, it's just so scary, you know? Even though all of them were like, oh my God, you're so nice. You never like, look, you're so like careful and aware. Like girls would even come up to me and go, I just want to say, you make me feel so comfortable. Thank you. I was like, yeah, sure. I basically just don't stare at you guys' tits. I'm just kidding. I didn't say that to her. But she kind of was like, yeah, you don't, like, you're not uncomfortable ever. Like, you're so, I was like, yeah, because I don't really have, like, there's no reason for you guys to feel that way, because I'm not trying to fuck any, I never said this to her, but, like, I wasn't trying to, you know, the obvious, like, fantasies do come into your mind, because I'm a guy and this is some hot chicks, but it's just like, you know, it's, you make a choice. What kind of person are you going to be? Are you going to be the creepy guy? Or like, you got to think about that. Or are you going to like be a real guy and like be a valuable person in society and like not try to fuck a young girl? Like, anyway, whatever. It is interesting though. That's a shotgun. We have, all we have is shotguns, huh? We have an assault rifle, that's good. I like the shotgun. Obviously close-up combat. We gotta move. Oh yeah, we have 3 great guns now. Okay, good. Alright. Hopefully this thing will take us deeper into the... Alright, let's see if we can get some We got a nice view here. Let's try to use our sniper rifles. That's a nice sniper rifle right there. Both of them are like maybe the same. Let's see. There's a guy there. Oh shit. That was not good. He's gonna shoot us as soon as we get off this thing. Here. Hopefully we got far enough away from that guy. I think we did, okay. It works out, you know? It all works out. Look at that. Nice medical kit. Okay, this is actually good. And then this is one of my favorites. I like this gun, but I think it's this, yeah, I like this gun. It's a good gun to have. Standard machine gun. Let's get out of here. Oh, we can't. Okay. Oh yeah, this is that weird place where you can't break the glass. I was stuck in here one time. I died. These are people that died. Those were people that died. I died up here. And the zone was like shrinking and I couldn't figure out how to get out of there. Somebody had like broken the floor and I didn't have enough materials to build. That was a terrible death. That must have been the last stream we had. It was so bad. It was a 3-hour Fortnite stream. And we were talking about this earlier, of me just eating it every time I landed. How many people are left? 16 people are left. This is a ranked game, I believe. Hope so. I'm sort of a video. I think a lot of people are like me when it comes to games, is that I sort of need a motivation to play a game. And so if I'm not ranked, I'm still motivated, but it feels better to have ranked. Like I need sort of a reason to get out of bed in the morning, so to speak. You know, it's like, gotta have some kind of goals. Playing to just play kind of works, like it works in an open world game situation. I'm just there to just be there. I get that. But even then, you gotta throw in some fucking goals. Like Mario Kart World, love the game, but it's not goal-oriented enough for me. Like there's not enough, you gotta have more tracks to unlock or something, I don't know. Alright, let's look around here. We're coming to the zone is gonna shrink. And we're gonna look for people to pick off, if anybody. There's one right there. Oh shit. Who did it? Who hit it? Who did it? Who was it? Who hit me? I also realized, like, when I do that, I'm calling attention to myself. So if there are other people around, they're hearing it, they're seeing me, and then they're shooting me. It's classic. It's like, this is what I look for a lot of times, is I'm looking for fights, so that I wait until the fight's over, and then, you know, it's classic. All right. So we haven't exactly had a great run, but it hasn't been unfruitful. I'm still entertained. Let me see what we got here. We're doing great. Let's try to do one more run here. Unless we feel like we want to keep going. Let's try to get one more good run here. By the way, we are not sponsored. This stream is not sponsored right now. We're working on it. In the meantime, I like to point out to people when I'm drinking a product or something that I think is cool, and if they might like it too. Also, if that product is interested in us, obviously this is how we show we're interested in you, but we would never pimp anything. That's probably a bad word to use when you're looking for a sponsor. But we would never pimp anything that we didn't really like. That is a terrible word, by the way, pimp. It's such an insensitive word. I've got my share of pimp stories, but I'll leave it. I'll leave it for another day. We've got our pimp stories. I was never a pimp. You know, I was never a pimp. All right. Be lucky if we don't get shot down being this low. Jeez. This could be dicey here. I'm seeing like a lot of people and stuff. Let's get down. Oh, this is very dicey. We have a gun. We have two guns, two shotguns. The same shotgun, the same shitty shotgun. A nice rocket pack. Let's have some fun with the rocket pack. Rocket pack. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. Look at that, he rocketed the fuck out of there. You get the fuck out of here. You get the fuck out of here, pal. He's right there. You know what we need? Like an actual, just like that kind of gun right there. Because I've been, if you have too many sniper rifles, that's not good either. I do like sniper rifles though. That's another good one. Since we have two of these, let's just... Yeah, I'd rather have two guns like this and then like one snipe. It just makes more sense to me. What's this one? Okay, so that's what we have. We have two, basically we have two of the same gun, which is fine. Let's go down. I like the rocket pack, but then the other thing about the rocket pack is it makes a lot of noise, and it also shows like a plume of smoke, and that's not good. It gives away your location. It just gives everything away. So it's not my favorite, but it is good though. And since we already have one of these, let's get one of these as well. So now we have an enforcer. We have Uzis. And we have a nice zoom-in rifle. Zoomy rifle. Assault rifle, basically. Here we go. Just try to clean up whatever's out here. We can find something to kill, we will. Let's go through this. This is always fun. I always enjoy going through this thing. Tactical assault rifle. Oh, look at this. Look at him, look at him. Wait, he's coming. Oh, yeah. chase this asshole. Oh shit. Okay. Fuck. Somebody nailed me. Alright. Okay, you're good. I get it. Well, it's not the kind of ending I was looking for, but you know what? For a bonus stream, it's pretty fucking good. And ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for the stream. This is an HD Poker / Fortnite stream. We definitely had some fun. I have no regrets. I try to live without regret. We told some good stories. We had a good time. And that's it. All things must come to an end. And this one must come to an end. I would like to thank everyone for watching. And I would like to finish with a little bit less intensity musically. So can we do it like sort of a little bit more chill? Because I think that would be just a little easier to talk over. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Van Pebble, and I would like to do an advertisement before we get out of here. I thought about this the other day. We will continue to do advertisements because this is how we could get more people to watch. Zoom is 100%. Okay. I thought about this. I'm like, should I just be doing streams and then like, should I never advertise? And I'm like, fuck that shit, dude. You should always advertise. And I like the way we do it, which is we wait till the very end of the stream. That way people could just cut it off. I always get pissed when people, like if you listen to a podcast or something, and then it's like right in the middle, the guy's like, and what I would do to end the war and solve hunger and cure AIDS is, hey guys, here's an advertisement. Like right in the middle, the guy cuts it off and starts doing an advertisement. You're like, what? So we wait until the end to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Van Pebble on almost all social media. Let me show you what I'm working with. I'm on Twitter /X. Here we do say the guy that recently got killed. We say some nice things about him. So we say nice things. We talk about gaming. This is kind of an interesting tweet. This is kind of relevant to what we just did there. It says video games. What do you think about this? Put a comment in this the fucking YouTube. Video games hand out style too fast. In real life, style is earned through experience. And there's more to it, but my thought about this, and I was thinking about this weekend, was like the Fortnite characters are like these crazy looking characters like the one you're seeing here, and you don't even have to earn it. You could just pay for it. It would be really cool if like the better gamer you are, the better your character that you can get. That would be better, but really, you could just spend money and get a character. I guess that's always going to be the thing. Rich people will always have more opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, you can donate money to Van Pebble by donating money to Van Pebble, but it's a different name. At Thomas Palvino, at PayPal, at Thomas Palvino. No spaces, no capital letters, and we'll use it to buy cheeseburgers or most likely to buy new games. Another thing you can do to support me is you can check out my YouTube channel. I think we're doing great with it. I'm really enjoying it. We put up this channel about a year. It's been up for this channel's been up for 20 some odd years. I mean, since 2010 or 8 or something like that. I mean, this thing's been up for a while, but actually putting stuff on the channel and being a creator, it's been, I'd say, like the past couple years, and really the last years where we just went full throttle. So this is where we are right now. We have 506 videos. It's going to be more because we're about to put another one up, and I just like what we're doing. And if you want to support me, you can watch this stuff and you can like it. You can like get involved with it and comment on the videos. That really helps. Another thing you can do is, and I only say this because I think I'm worth it, you can subscribe to my channel. Not everybody is subscribe worthy. I know that because I'm a guy. I was a fan before I was a creator, and I was always a big proponent of like, hey, if you want me to fucking subscribe to your channel, you better fucking put shit up there consistently. And I have lived that. I walk the fucking talk. So there you go. It's worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, the last way you can help me, please, no. Obviously, we're not looking for a handout here. If you want to help me financially, I make my money by working for a living. I'm a security guard, so you don't have to worry about me. I have food on the table. I have a roof over my head, and I'm blessed. But I'm trying to grow and do something special. That's why this is work for me, guys. I'm working right now. I'm having fun with it, but this is a job. And if people want to support what we're doing so we continue to do it, you can help by giving me your Prime sub. There, I said it. You get a free Prime membership, or if you have a Prime membership, you get a free sub, so you can subscribe to people. And that's their little thing of like Twitch and Amazon being partners. That's their little like, hey, this will help us, it'll help you, it'll help me. So if you are a Prime subscriber, you do have a free subscription. Not everybody knows that. A lot of people get excited about that. Oh, now I can go watch Kai Cenat. Well, you can watch Kai Cenat anyway. You're not going to help him by giving him money at this point. You're only going to make him more of a spoiled brat than he already is. If you really want to help somebody, it's Van Pebble, and you will help me grow my channel. Thank you. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We are going to be streaming again today by a little game called Ball X Pit. I'm really happy about where we are in the game right now. We're like on the last level, and it's just been really fun, and it's just going to be even more fun. Join us, won't you? Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Have a great night. And last thing I want to say is, what happened to peace? Peace, 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 peace. See you later.